Okay, what you saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, before we get into this, make sure you follow me on my Telegram channel. I'll have a link to that in the live chat and also the description below. So we post a lot of different trading setups there throughout the week, and you don't want to be missing out on that. So make sure you go check that out. But like I said, we've got another live stream, so I'm going to talk you through what's happening in the charts and see if you've got any opportunities coming our way. So first up for the charts, we're going to look at AUD/USD, and you can see with this one. We're kind of still bullish on this one. Like I said if we're going to get a break through this level here on the 4-hourly chart, this previous area of resistance, we saw this momentum come to the downside for AUD/USD. If you saw a push to the downside there, we could potentially see a move to go and test the lows of this support. As you can see, really nice support on the 4-hourly, tested it 1 second, broke through a little bit, third time there. So it could be seeing a fourth test, but we broke through that. And I said if we break through this, probably going to be seeing price push to the upside, probably create some new highs or at least test the previous highs. So again, we saw that push to the upside and price went to create some new highs. So again, still looking bullish there. And like I said, we're still on the daily, weekly and monthly. We are looking very bullish on AUD/USD. So the higher time frames are all still bullish, and there's nothing to say that this can't continue much further. So again, trend is still bullish. Price has broken the recent swing high, so again, potentially could see price push even further to the upside. Of course, if this is not a false breakout, of course, if it's a false breakout, then potentially see price push back to the downside. But if not, and we do hold this previous swing high, potentially could see another push to the upside. Morning, people. Hope you're all having a good morning or afternoon, even depending where you are in the world. Next, we'll take a look at Euro/USD. Euro/USD, we saw another push to the upside again with that US dollar weakness there. There's our previous swing high on the 4-hourly chart. As you can see there, previous swing high. And then we saw price close above it, give us a nice push. It looks like we're just retesting, to be fair. As you can see with the candle there, we did see that bearish candle come in, but price kind of pulled up and gave us a wick. Previous area of resistance, now turned support, and you can see kind of wicked up there. So again, still looking bullish for Euro/USD. Probably going to be seeing another push to the upside for this pair. Again, like I said, when we broke through this 4-hourly trend line here and we were holding that daily support, we did see a push to the upside for this one. And then as you can see, previous support there, and then price continued to the upside for Euro/USD. So again, potentially can see price continue a lot further to the upside for that pair. And again, potentially could see price go a lot further if it wants to, because again, the daily, weekly and monthly, we're all still bullish. All still got bullish trends for this pair. So again, could potentially go a lot further for Euro/USD if it wants to. Again, if we do have a false breakout, because we did see that kind of strong bearish move coming back in once we did create those new highs. If you do see a strong bearish move back in, potentially could be seeing a false breakout, and again, that could be the start of more of a counter trend move to the downside for Euro/USD as we are at the highs. But again, if price does hold this level, there's nothing saying we can't go a lot further. Next, we'll take a look at USD/CAD. Now, USD/CAD, we did see a break of this level here, but I'm starting to look more at this level since this was a previous resistance. So again, we're kind of trapped between this level of support, or this level of resistance now, and this level of support. So for USD/CAD, potentially could see a swing to the upside for this one if you do hold this level here. But again, this is kind of like the last barrier of support, and if you do break that, again, USD/CAD could be on its way back down to the lows around 1.27 for USD/CAD, or potentially probably even a new low, since we are still in that bearish trend. But if we do hold this level and we break back above this level of previous resistance on USD/CAD, potentially could see price go a lot further to the upside. Again, back to the highs previously up here where we kind of double topped, or potentially even see price go further to around 1.3 on the daily chart. As you can see here, if I highlight this area all across here, this area all across here is all support on the daily chart. We haven't kind of retested, we almost did there, but I still think there's room to the upside for USD/CAD to previously to go and test that previous area of support, now turn daily resistance, then either see price roll back over again, potentially, or maybe see price go and break it and see more of a counter trend move to the upside. That's still a possibility there. Next one, take a look at USDJPY. Now USDJPY, this one is looking very bearish at this moment in time. As you can see in the daily chart, we do have this trend here. And I was speaking yesterday about this previous area of daily support, now turn daily resistance. As you can see, support all across here, now turn resistance. So potentially you can see price continue all the way to the lows here for USDJPY. See price go a lot further. As you can see, the momentum is to the downside. We did hold this area. I did say if we break that trend line, we're definitely on our way back to the downside, back to the lows, back to 103, probably even further. I reckon if we do go and test these lows here, we keep that bearish momentum, probably keep a new low, probably create a new low, because again, you can see we are in that bearish trend. So USDJPY is looking very bearish. We held that resistance and price is dropping to the downside. So expect price to probably continue back to the lows, maybe create a new low if it wants to, potentially for that pair. We'll take a look at EUR/JPY now. Okay, so for EUR/JPY, we did see a nice push to the upside recently, but again, we're lacking that momentum that we expected to see in a breakout, because normally when you break out, you want to see some strong momentum. As you can see here, if I drag this across, when we saw price push to the upside, that was a sign of a strong breakout. Same here, strong breakout. We kind of just slowly leaked to the upside. Now we're starting to see some strong bearish candles coming back into the market. So looking to take EUR/JPY lower. The stop loss for this trade will probably just be above the recent swing high. So again, the stop loss is above that wick there made yesterday, I believe. So again, just above the swing high. No need to keep it with too much room, because if we do go and break through that stop loss, potentially see price continue a lot higher, since price for this one is still in a bullish trend really. But again, if you do see price fall to the downside after that bearish candle, we could be in for a nice swing to the downside. Again, first target for this one is the swing low down here, but potentially can see this price go a lot further to potentially this area here in the market, previous resistance. After we had that big push to the upside, this was the previous resistance. So again, could see price come to that level for EUR/JPY. So again, expecting that move to the downside. You can see where we are in the market. If I zoom out to the daily chart, you can see if I connect the previous swing high on the daily chart. So again, previous swing high drawn across, we're kind of testing that, and yesterday we kind of had that wick rejection at that previous swing high, as you can see there on the daily. So again, previous daily swing high, wicked at it again yesterday. So again, could see a nice push to the downside for EUR/JPY and see a longer move potentially, because we're right back at that previous swing high, and you can see the strength of the move that we got when we previously tested. So tested it once, they got a really strong move to the downside. Could see another swing to the downside to go and test this area here. Previous resistance all across here, didn't really test it when we had that breakout. So again, we'll be turning support, so could be seeing a swing to go and test that area in the market. So I hope that helped with EUR/JPY. So if you want to look for pairs to trade, I do have a Telegram channel you can join that I post a link to. Again, I post trades in there throughout the week, so you can go check that out if you want to look to buy or sell some pairs. But again, just use it as extra confidence, extra confirmation. You want to be taking trades by yourself, so you can be reassured about your ability, not just rely on the Telegram channel, but you can use it there to help you. Next we'll take a look at AUD/JPY. AUD/JPY is still looking bullish. We did break through that previous swing high in the market, as you can see here. Previous swing high, saw that push to the downside, and price broke back above it. Looks like we were breaking back below at one point, as you can see down here. We had that daily close there, but then you can see the next day just took us back up again. So AUD/JPY still looking bullish for this pair. As you can see in the Friday time frame, testing once there, we had a nice push to the upside. So AUD/JPY still looking bullish, and potentially could see price continue higher there. I haven't really seen any strong bearish candles saying yet we could be seeing a reversal here. Kind of just all looking bullish for AUD/JPY on the Friday time frame. Daily, like I said, still looking bullish there. So again, easy to see price continue much higher for AUD/JPY. Next one, take a look at GBP/JPY. Now this pair starts to look a little bit bullish again. Like I said, for GBP/JPY, I do expect this resistance to break here. You can see very strong resistance. Price has tested it numerous times, 1, 2, 3, 4, many times, so many wicks on the daily chart. And again, this level is bound to break for GBP/JPY to see and move to the highs up here. As you can see, a lot of people will be selling at this level for GBP/JPY. A lot of people will see that as resistance, a lot of wicks there, a lot of people will be selling that. So again, could easily see a move to the upside, taking out people's stop losses and taking out people's trades and go and test the highs up here. So that's what I'm expecting for GPJPY, for another push to the highs. You can see on the lower time frame, so I dropped to the 4-hourly chart, we're starting to curve a little bit and see price gain some bullish momentum. So expect GPJPY to give us another push to the upside there. Again, obviously we could be wrong here. We do have a very strong area of resistance. If price does respect it, there's nothing saying we can't see a drop to the downside. But again, this has been tested numerous times, and when price keeps testing a level so many times in a quick space of time, you normally expect that level to break. So for GPJPY, expecting that level to break and us to see a nice move to the previous swing high all the way up here. I'm not sure if that level will hold or not, but if you do hold again, could be seeing another move back down to go and test this previous area of resistance now, turn support. So that's what I'm expecting for GPJPY. Expecting a push to the upside there. Might not happen today or tomorrow, or even this week, but I'm expecting that resistance to get broken for GPJPY. GBUSD is still looking bullish as well. And again, if GPJPY is looking bullish, more often than not, GPUSD is going to look bullish as well, because they both move quite similar. So again, if we're going to expect a push to the upside for GPJPY, we might even see a push to the upside for GPUSD as well. As you can see, we are looking quite bullish there. We found some previous resistance, now turned support, and then price had a nice push to the upside, and we're looking at GPUSD as seeing another swing to the downside here. As you can see, previous support there was turn resistance, so if price held that area, we could have seen a nice swing to the downside back to this level around here. But you can see we kind of broke through that level, and we're kind of just been looking bullish since we had a break through that level on the 4-hourly time frame. So expecting price to come back to the highs, at least for GPUSD. We could easily see a break of the highs there, and probably see maybe even price, maybe push to 1.37 potentially for this pair. Again, you can see on the day we still got that uptrend, and it's quite hard to break this uptrend. It's quite corrective as well. So again, potentially could see price continue a lot higher. Like I said, on the monthly time frame, we'll probably expect price to go a lot further, because again, we had that morning star pattern here on the monthly, which again does have a lot of significance. We've tried to break through this resistance a few times now on the monthly chart, once, twice, once a second time, a third time. We've had that monthly morning star, and from there I do expect price to break through this level from a monthly time frame. And the monthly candle does end this week, because again, this is the last week of the year. So it looks like we could get a close above this resistance, and if that is the case, we could see the next month, January, see another push to the upside potentially for GPUSD, if you do in fact get a breakout of this level. So we are looking bullish for GPUSD monthly, weekly and daily, all the higher time frames. So potentially you could easily see a break of that previous swing high and see a push to maybe 1.37 potentially for GPUSD. Next, we're going to take a look at Euro GBP. Now, Euro GBP, this one is starting to look a little bit bearish this morning. As you can see it, well, on the daily chart, we're just kind of moving sideways. Quite hard to work out which way we could be going, but 4-hourly is a lot clearer. As you can see, we do have a really nice area of support all across here. Really strong area of support, was acting as resistance before, and of course we had the 200 moving average on the 4-hourly providing extra confidence there. But again, we've been seeing price making these higher highs, higher high, higher high, higher high, then kind of topped out there, double top there, saw price come all the way to the lows here. Did create a lower low. It was a false breakout at this level, but nonetheless it was a lower low there, and price, as you can see, we're making that higher, well, that lower high now. So I am expecting for UGP for price to go and break through this level in the market here, previous support all across here. I'm expecting price to go and break through this level and see a move to the lows for UGP down here. You can see it better on the daily time frame. So again, this low all the way down here, support, support, support. Really nice support. I'm expecting price to eventually go and retest that level again for UGP. So we are looking very bearish on the 4-hourly time frame. Now I'm expecting price to drop through this level of support. Again, it's a really strong level of support, so we could see another push to the upside potentially, but nonetheless, I am expecting price to go and break through that level for Euro GBP. Next one, take a look at CHF JPY. Now CHF JPY, I've gone short in this pair and looking for another push to the downside. As you can see, we're kind of slowly moving to the downside for this one, making that lower, well, that high there, lower low, lower high, looking for another lower high there. and potentially another low. So again, could be seeing another push to the downside. You can see we did have a very strong bearish candle closing at 10 a.m. and that's more of a statement candle. When you see strong bearish candles like that, or bullish even candles like that, that normally does indicate which direction we could be trading in for the rest of the week, or maybe rest of the day at least. So expecting a push to the downside for CHF JPY. Of course, stop loss is just above this previous swing high there, and if we do break through that, we'll probably be coming back to the highs anyway. So again, I'll be wanting to be able to trade if you do break for that resistance, but we could be seeing another another push to the downside for CHF JPY, and potentially even further. As you can see, we're kind of just right back at the swing highs here. We did see some rejection from the last time we tested this high, so again looking to take that further to the downside for CHF JPY. And last, we're going to take a look at CAD JPY. Now, CAD JPY, we're expecting another push to the downside. As you can see here, we had a really strong impulsive move to the downside for CAD JPY. And I was saying CAD JPY potentially could come down to the lows here, potentially. Again, that's still a long way to go. It's even on the daily time frame, but finally we did see a push to the upside. We're still treating that as retracing the market there. So again, previous support, now obviously term resistance there. We had a strong bearish reaction to that on the Friday time frame. We had that engulfing candle there, and from then we've been looking bearish since then. So for CAD JPY, expecting price to continue to the downside for this pair. Yeah, I think we've also broken through this trend line as well, exactly. So again, we are looking bearish for CAD JPY. I'm expecting this bullish move was just retrace just the previous support, now term resistance in the market. Now I'm expecting price to continue to the downside for CAD JPY and potentially even create new lows. Since here on the daily time frame, we are still stuck in this range here. Obviously got the resistance of there, support there. We had a second test of this resistance, saw a very strong bearish reaction there. Looking this bullish move as some retrace and expecting price to continue to the downside. Again, we do have some levels before that might cause price to turn around. Maybe again, previous support there, where we saw this move to the upside happen. So again, that will be acting as strong support. And again, this move here, very strong support where we saw that big push to the upside come into the market from. So again, there's levels to target before obviously this low down there, and again probably take some time for price to come all the way down there, but we are looking bearish again for CAD JPY, and I'm expecting price to continue to the downside for that pair. And I was going to take a look at GPNZD. Now GPNZD didn't quite get to this support level, but we have had a bullish reaction in the market here. As you can see, I was saying price will probably come test this support here. We haven't quite tested, kind of wicked almost to around that area. You can see in the daily time frame while we got that move to the downside, previous support, now term resistance. So very strong support all across there was term resistance. Like I've been saying on my weekly analysis videos, we've had a lot of wick rejections in this area. As you can see, a lot of wicks to the upside getting rejected from this previous area of daily resistance. And we were expecting to see price give us another move to the downside, and we can see we had exactly that. Didn't quite get to the support down there. Actually, to be fair, there's nothing saying that we can't just roll over back again and go and test that support. But again, we could be seeing another push to the upside for GPNZ potentially, since we're starting to come near this support area where we had this injection to the upside. So could see price roll back over again. But if we do break through that support, I probably do expect GPNZ to come back to the lows again, where we went down all the way down here. Or potentially even create new lows, since again for GPNZD, if you look at the bigger picture here on the daily time frame, we are still on a bearish trend here, so there's nothing saying we can't get another push to the downside if the market wants to. So again, previous support here, haven't quite tested it, but could be seeing another push to the upside for GPNZD for that pair. So currently still in CHF JPY and UAD. I did take some profit from a UAD, but UAD looks like it could be looking to fail. As you can see here, if I go to the daily chart, again, previous support all across here I was looking to buy from, but you can see we're kind of rolling back over for UAD. So potentially could see a break of that. And again, if you do get a break of that, could be a significant break for UAD, because of the level it is. You can see UAD has been moving sideways since May 2020. So again, just be moving sideways, and if you do see a break of this low, potentially could be getting a breakout, if it's not a false breakout obviously, but if it is a breakout, could you see price go a lot lower for UAD, potentially to the downside, because this is the low of the range. So if you do get a break of that, could be seeing UAD drop to the downside quite far potentially. But again, if we do hold, potentially could see price continue in that range. So currently still in that trade, stop loss just below that support there. If it does break again, we'll probably be exiting that trade and looking elsewhere. CHF currently still in the short as well. So going to see how these trades get along for the live stream today. If anyone needs to look at any different charts, any different pairs, just put it in the live chat and I'll make sure I'll give you some analysis on that pair and my opinions. But again, just going to see how some trades get on today and see if we can get any opportunities later on. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at GPJPY. Okay, so for GPJPY, still looking a little bit bullish here. We are currently testing some previous daily resistance all across here. As you can see, this is all daily resistance, but I'm expecting price to actually go and break this area of resistance and see a bigger move to the upside to go and test this area of resistance up there on the daily time frame. As you can see, this is where we got a big momentum from, big push to the downside from that area. I do believe price is probably going to go and test that. Again, we do have very strong resistance. You can see prices test this resistance multiple times. We could easily see another rejection to the downside. But with all these tests, a lot of people will be selling here, and we could easily see price just shoot to the upside and take out a lot of people's trades. Because again, a very popular place to look for shorts when we have all these tests of daily resistance. And when you do get a lot of tests of daily resistance in a quick space of time, as you can see, we test it again multiple times, the quick succession of time, that does often mean that the support or the resistance could break and see a longer push to either side. So again, we did test this resistance not too long ago in the 4-hourly. We did break above it, broke below. It's a bit of a false breakout there. Again, we are testing resistance currently right now, the same daily resistance as all resistance. That was the false breakout. We are testing again, so potentially could see price, if you do get some strong bearish price action here, could see price fall to the downside. Again, it's very strong daily resistance. There's nothing saying we can't hold again, let's say, and see another rejection and a move to the downside. But I am favouring price to go and break it. It might not break it on this attempt here. You might see the move to the downside first, then go and break it. But I'm expecting this resistance to break. And of course, you don't want to be buying into resistance either. So again, not really an opportunity to buy here. You want to break, have the retest, and then look to buy it as support rather than buy into resistance. But again, strong resistance. If you do see some strong rejection here, again, there is there's nothing saying that we shouldn't go short. Again, very strong resistance. If you do see some strong rejection there, again, we can take this lower. But just be careful if you don't get any strong confirmations and price breaks through this level. We could be on our way up to go and test this area of resistance there. So that's my analysis behind GBJPY. Yeah, very strong area of resistance, but a lot of people will be selling here, and they could easily see a break of it just to take out all their stop losses and move to the upside for GBJPY. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at USD CAD. Okay, so USD CAD, we are looking at a bearish now on the hourly time frame. Hourly, again, you can see we had that push to the downside. I did say this was kind of like our last support for USD CAD, sorry. This was our last support for USD CAD, and if you do break through this support, I'll probably see price come back to 127, back to the lows here. You can see this line here, previous support, but we kind of had that double bottom, tested it once, tested it again, and we shot to the upside. So if you do break through this support, I do see price coming back to the lows again, maybe even another lower low, because again, daily and the weekly and even monthly, at this point, we are starting to turn bearish here. On the monthly time frame, but we do have a very strong downtrend on the daily and weekly chart, so there's nothing to say we can't go further if we did break through this support. So again, if this support holds, potentially could see price continue to the upside. Again, you can see you had that big impulsive push. This could just be retrace of that push to the upside, and then we see price continue to the upside, where we can target previous highs here or maybe even further. But if this area does break, I'll probably expect price to come back to the lows for USD CAD, back to 127 around here. And if you break through that, again, a lot further if the downtrend continues. So far we are looking quite bearish, possibly can see a break of that. I will probably see how the 4 hour candle closes though. Again, that's about in an hour and a half's time. If it does close bearish and breaks through this level, and we get a close below and price holds, then we can easily see price continue to the downside for USD CAD, as USD is quite weak at this moment in time. Obviously that could change, but if you do see some wicks and price getting rejected from the support area, you can easily see that retrace finish and then price push the upside and create some high highs potentially. So again, this is the real key level I'm looking at. If we do hold, can see another push to the upside. If you fail to hold, again, I'll probably expect price to continue to that lows down there for USD CAD. So I hope that analysis helped. Okay, so it's just gone 12:30, so I'm going to end the live stream soon, but going to do a quick rundown of some of the pairs that I've gone on since I last spoke at 10 a.m. and also my current trades as well. So AUD still looking bullish, like I said. If you break through that area of resistance, I do see price create some higher highs, and we're also looking bullish now on the hourly. You see that big push to the upside. For hourly, again, still looking bullish, and potentially could see price continue a lot further if we wanted to. EURUSD still looking bullish as well. Looks like it's retesting previous resistance, turn support. Again, push the upside resistance. We had that wick to the upside. Then we create that higher high. Price is retesting this area of resistance. And obviously we've got that prior resistance there as well. Looking like that's going to break and potentially go and create us a higher high. So again, bias is probably for USD to continue to the upside if we do hold that area, unless we start to see some strong impulsive candles to the downside, then potentially have a bit of a false breakout and we can see that longer move. But as of yet, we are still looking bullish on USD. USD CAD, like I was just speaking earlier, we got that previous resistance turn support. Again, if you do hold this area, you could easily see another push to the upside for USD CAD, and this, well, more of a counter trend move to the downside was just retrace, and we see price continue and create some higher highs. But on the other hand, if you do break through this area, I'm probably more in favour of a move lower for USD CAD, back to the lows and potentially even lower lows, because again, daily, weekly, all bearish trends are in the market. There's nothing saying we can't continue a lot further if price wanted to. So again, kind of like a last resort, this area of resistance over support, and if you do hold, you can easily see price push to the upside. Hourly, again, we saw that big push into that area. We haven't broken it yet, haven't broken it for hourly either, so be interested to see how that 4-hourly candle closes. But again, if you do see price break, you could potentially see price go a lot further. UCJPY still looking very bearish here, as you can see. I said if we break through that trend line, we'll come back to the lows here. And again, UCJPY is doing that. We held the previous daily support, turned daily resistance. So again, daily support all across here, turned daily resistance, held that, and we saw the move to the downside for that area for UCJPY. So looking very bearish. I'm expecting price probably to create new lows at this point for UCJPY with that momentum, unless we start to see some strong bullish candles coming back into the market like we did here. As you can see, very strong impulsive candles to the upside. But again, the momentum is very strong here. I do expect price to come and test the lows previously tested here when we had that push to the upside at least. Maybe have a little bit of a reaction, but potentially could see price easily continue and make some lower lows there. As you can see, if I zoom out to the daily, we are still in a bearish trend. And again, probably can be expecting a new low potentially for this pair. UCCHF, again, we did see a push to the downside recently. We broke out of this trend line here in the market, and we failed to break through this area of resistance here, which is the kind of the key level resistance that I was looking at. If we said if we do get a break above it, potentially could see price continue to the upside for that and see more of a counter trend move. But we broke through the trend line. We didn't break through the resistance, and we saw that swing to the downside to the lows down here. And potentially we did see that strong candle on the hourly time frame. There again, but probably could be seeing maybe price roll back over again for UCCHF. Again, it's hard to judge. Probably wait for more of the moving averages for price to get above that for us to get a bit more confirmation to take this higher. Because again, we could potentially be having a double bottom, potentially test it again. Could see a nice swing to the upside. That is still very possible, but I wouldn't be surprised if price rolled over again and create some new lows for UCCHF. But again, we did see some strong push to the upside, as you can see in the hourly, big strong push. If we do see price get above our moving averages in the hourly, that could be a sign that we could be in for a move higher for UCCHF. But if we do get this support broken, again, there's nothing to say we can't go a lot further. So currently only in CHF JPY and EURUSD. CHF JPY again still looking bearish at this moment in time. Just got in on the previous candle, looking to take that lower. Stop loss was above that previous high, and seeing if we can get a nice move to the downside for CHF JPY, at least back to the lows here, at least, but potentially aiming a lot further around here potentially for CHF JPY and EURUSD. Again, looking bearish here. Potentially could be seeing a failed trade for EURUSD. EURUSD, again, previous support that I was looking to take a push to the upside from. At the start of the trade, we were looking good. Did see a nice push to the upside, but as you can see, we did roll over to the downside. So if you do get a break of that support, I'll probably look to close the trade for EURUSD and probably just accept the failed trade there, unless we start to see price pull back in the last hour and a half. So because again, the candle hasn't closed yet, but at the moment in time, could be a failed trade there. We'll see what happens at 2 p.m. when the candle closes. But CHF JPY looks to be running okay. So again, gonna be doing another live stream tomorrow. Catch you guys up to see what's happened with these trades again tomorrow if I'm still in them. But like I said, it's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go and do that, and also leave a like on the video if you found it useful. But like I said, at the end of the video, I hope you all enjoyed it, and until the next one, I will see you later.